Good morning, everybody. It is Wanda here again with today's tarot. How are you all? Welcome everybody from different parts of Australia, also the UK, the US, Asia, and New Zealand. And have I missed another country? I seem to be always doing that. I'm just adjusting the camera. How are you all today? I hope you're well. Welcome everybody who's just hopped on. How has your weekend been? I hope it has been very, very good for you, that you've had a nice relaxing time and ready for the week ahead. For myself, I'm working a short week this week because on Thursday I am heading up to the Gold Coast, where I will be part of a huge mastermind of entrepreneurs and a beautiful soul-driven community that are very much involved in the work that I do in affiliate marketing. And we will be together for 4 days, wonderful 4 days, learning all about how to help other people. And that is the goal that we have in our work. And it's something that I do aside from tarot. And I really, really love that. I love the mindset work. We do 90% inner work and 10% getting it all happening. So anyway, welcome everybody. Now for today's tarot, as you can see, I am going to talk about spirit guides, because I get a lot of people asking me or personal message me, hello Wanda, you know, my mother or my father or my auntie or my grandmother has passed away. Can you feel anything? You know, and sometimes I answer, and sometimes and I do a very quick read, but a lot of the times I don't, because not because I'm being horrible, it's simply because I don't have enough time. So if you do want to know more about this, then just by all means you have to book in a reading. Does that make sense? It can be half an hour, as long as it takes, if you need a question answered. Okay, now what I wanted to talk about today was spirit guides and how it actually works. Okay, so when you come into this reality, you have people who are out of the body, and they are spiritual energies. We are all spirit energy, if that makes sense. There's no difference. It's just that they don't have a bodysuit, and they are here to help us whenever we call upon it. That, I suppose you could call it like a guardian angel. It is very similar energy. When I was a little girl, I remembered my mother putting a little picture of a guardian angel next to my bed and next to my sister's bed as a reminder that we always had the guardian angel looking after us. Now, our spiritual guides can change. And I know, and I know that generally from speaking to people and what's been written, but from my personal experience in terms of spirit guides, yes, I have had quite a few, but they have been different. They've had a different energy come through at different times of my life. And I can talk about that on a more personal level later on. But I know you're all here waiting for the tarot, so I don't want to bag on about that. But this is why I'm talking to you about this now. Our spirit guides make a promise to work with us in this lifetime. And even though they are not in the physical flesh, although sometimes they can manifest that, because that has happened to me at times of danger and at times of huge stress. A spirit guide has embodied a physical form to take action to help me. And you can call it like woo, mystical, woo, and this was really woo. And that is really what happened to me. And later on, when I think about it, I think the circumstances was just really weird, and I could feel it too. Maybe you've got your own story about having somebody, you know, or a moment in your life when there was danger or fear and you felt the presence of somebody helping you. And that is what a spirit guide does. And they come in to do different things when you learn it. So when I started learning to be a healer, I had a different spirit guide then. Once I integrated that energy, then another guide came in and worked with me. I hope that makes sense. And they're not sort of separate people, because we're all of the divine spark. And it's sort of like a little domino, or a little, how can I explain it? It's not like they're a separate entity unto themselves. They're parts of the divine spark, just like what we are. Okay, and we have an oversoul as well that governs our whole life. So we're all kept on a promise in a way, if you like. So in this world, in this life, we have a job to do. And then we've got support with the people we live our lives with, whether they're good, bad, or ugly. They are there to help us in our journey. And we are now learning to look at the negative things in our life and understand that that's working for us, so that we can grow and expand from that, even though we might have had a really yucky, terrible experience. We no longer have to sit in that negativity, grow from it, learn from it, and then share that learning with other people. And that's the way in which it helps the whole planet when we're all doing that. Does that make sense? That's what they call becoming awake. And then outside that, we have then our oversouls who are watching the whole process, and then our guides that come in, or our guardian angels that come in and watch us, look after us. And all we need to do is ask. All we need to do is ask them to help guide us, guide us, and then we have to make sure that we are listening for that, because sometimes they could be talking and we're not taking any notice. And that's very often what happens. Sometimes people have a vision. Sometimes people have a very strong feeling. So it comes to us in different ways. So we are very psychic, actually. And some of you might go, oh no, that's not true, Wanda. Well, we are, because creativity is the divine spark that we have. It is that. It is all knowing. It is all happening. So to deny that to yourself is like denying that you don't have feet or that you don't have hands. It's part of you, within you. So it's just that you haven't been brought up to know it. And I've read so many stories, and I've heard so many stories about people having like a near fatal crash or an incident, or something happened to them where they were part of an accident, not to them, and they suddenly felt they had to place their hands on the person. They were like, they heard the voice loud and clear, place your hands on that person. And they just did it. And that's sort of like stepping beyond yourself and doing something. And that's what it's all about, because ourselves, our mind, you know, the monkey circus upstairs here can really block that deep feeling that we have about things, that intuitive sense. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay, so that is why we have spirit guides. And I'll share a story with you tomorrow, because I'm going to talk more about spirit guides tomorrow. If you have any questions about spirit guides, by all means tap them in the box and I'll answer them in tomorrow's call. Okay, aside from doing the tarot, I can then share those questions with you and answer them as best way I can. So I hope that makes a lot of sense with regards to spirit guides. And here is today's tarot for you all. Hoping it's a good one. Rightio. Okay, so here we have the Five of Pentacles. The Pentacles is the coin or the round disc. It can also be called a disc, or in the normal cards it is a diamond. And the diamond or the coins are about the material world. All right, and it's very obvious. Look what's happening. Okay, so there's a chick there. She's got her head covered up and she's not looking. And And this card is about you not facing facts, you not taking action, you being a bit of a victim, if you like. So, you know, there's lots of things for us to do on a daily basis. And if you're not feeling like that right now, there could be a circumstance that might throw you into a bit of victimness, or, oh, I don't want to look at that, or I don't want to deal with that. And it will have to do with possessions. It'll have to do with money or bills or things like that. So what aren't you addressing? What aren't you completing is what this card is all about. So be very, very careful, because it's also about a bit of a money loss. Okay, so it could be around that. You could lose some money, and be very careful that that doesn't happen. And make sure that if you're traveling, like for myself, that you've got all your papers and ready, and if you haven't forgotten anything, make sure you list everything down that you need. So this is about that. So if you're traveling and you need documents, make sure you have your travel documents, make sure you have insurance, all that kind of thing. Super, super important. Okay, if you're not traveling and you're having a normal week with whatever, make sure that you've got all your children's notes sorted out. Make sure those are signed. Make sure you've got enrollment forms sorted out. Does that make sense? And also, if you've got bills to pay and you haven't got the money and you're worried about it, ring the person or ring the establishment. Just say you can't afford your electricity bill. Give them a call and say, hi, my name's Wanda. I have got a problem. I'm a bit short of money. Can I pay something towards the bill so I don't get fined or something like that? All right. And also talking about being fined, just be aware not to go through any red lights, because that's happening in the next 24 hours, 48 hours. It's a 5, so it's a little bit unsettling, that information, and you could end up with a bill that you think, holy crap, how did that happen? So if there's a bill that looks a bit weird and go, well, I don't know whether I spent that much, phone up, find out, check it. Don't hide from it. Check it now and strike while the iron is hot. Does that make sense to everybody? Yes. Okay, so now let's have a look. Hang on a secondo. I'm just going to grab another set of cards. Here we are. And it's the Mythical Oracle I'm going to pick today for today's cards. And the card is going to be for a lady there who's Melissa Bishop. She's at the top. Okay, Melissa, if you're still here, this card is for you, darling. And those of you who say, can I have a reading? I can't read the whole feed. Unless you've done a Facebook Live, you won't know what I'm talking about, but their feed down the side is long, okay? And then I read it later when you're asking me when I haven't even been able to see the question. So it's not like I'm being rude or anything like that. And I do have a little rule that the person who is at the top is going to get the reading. So here we go, darling. This one's for you. Okie doke. And knowing that's all for all of us. Okay, it's okay. So this is the card of Hestia. Okay, it's number 24 in the deck, and Hestia is a goddess, and it's about the home. Make sure that wherever you are, whether it's your dream home or you're in the process of changing home, that you make it a home. The home is where your heart is. And wherever you are in your life right now, at this very, very minute, make it your home. Why? Because there will be a sense of disconnection if you don't. You'll wish you were somewhere else, and you are here at the moment. So being present is very, very important. There could be changes around a home coming up. There could be new people coming into the home. Maybe there is the possibility of a pregnancy coming up. whatever it is, there are messages to do with home. For those of you who were born in another country and you're living here in Australia, or you're living where you're living right now, you're going to hear some news from family from afar that also represents your physical home here on planet Earth. Also, what it means is that you have got, talking about spirit guides today, right? That remember that your spirit guides are part of your cosmic home, and that they are here to help you with whatever it is. And all you need to do is call them and ask. Now, it's not like you have a mobile phone and go, oh, hi, spirit guide, I need your help right now. Is there anything you can do to give me a hand? No, you sort of got to go within, like as if you're praying. And if you don't know how to pray, because no one's ever taught you, that's perfectly fine. All you do is you just close your eyes and you put your hands on your heart like this. You just close your eyes, and then you say, spirit guide, if you're hearing me, I'm really troubled right now, and I'm worried, and then share that in your own words. Please speak through me, because I'm not familiar with listening to my inner guidance. Can you show me? Now, that is a perfect scenario, because just say you go outside and you're ready to hop in the car, you're going to do some shopping, and an owl flies past, right? And you're in an area where there are no owls and it's broad daylight, okay? So have a look on the internet and check and Google it, owl totem symbol, because that would be something how our guides can talk to us. Does that make sense? So if you find a feather, if there's a big white feather or a black feather or a coloured feather right in front of your doorstep, or a big fat lizard is sitting, you know, right in front of you, open the door and there's a dog or a cat that's unfamiliar, they're little signs. Have a look and see what they mean by typing into Google like cat totem animal, okay? Because that is another indicator of our spirit guides trying to communicate with us. And it's the same way in which you might look on your phone and you might be seeing 1111 or 2222 or 0909 or whatever, and that way you can find out. So you just type that into Google, like for example 0909 angel numbers, and up comes the meaning for you, because we have created our reality, and when something comes into our reality that is sort of like out of the box, then we know that it is a message from our spirit guides trying to communicate with us. Guys, I hope that's been helpful. Don't forget to comment below if you have any questions about that, or give me some ideas about what you want to know. And I'll say it again, if you want a personal reading, PM me, I'll send you a PDF. All right, it's as simple as that. If you've got a question I can answer for everybody, darling, who I read for, I hope that has been helpful about the home. And you guys attend to paperwork. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday, got a busy day doing lots of art. I've got some new students coming up. It should be exciting. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now. Have a great day. Bye.